What if I told you that the person who just complimented your haircut actually thinks it looks like you fought a lawnmower and lost? Yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of fake people. You know the type, the ones that smile at your face, agree with everything you say, and somehow always know someone more successful than you. They're like human chameleons, except chameleons are actually honest about what they're doing. Today I am breaking down the 5 psychological cues that scream, this person is faker than a $3 bill. And no, we're not talking about your aunt who pretends to like your cooking. We're talking about the masters of manipulation, the phonies, the people who've turned inauthenticity into an art. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a PhD in fake detection. Let's dive in. Cue number 1, excessive mirroring. Now, some mirroring is normal. It's actually a psychological phenomenon where we subconsciously copy the behavior of people we like or want to connect with. It's called the chameleon effect, and it happens naturally when there's genuine rapport. But fake people, they turn this up to 11. Here's what I mean. You mention you love hiking, and suddenly they're Bear Grylls. The difference between genuine mirroring and fake mirroring is this. Real mirroring is subtle and unconscious. Fake mirroring is like watching someone do a bad impression of you at a party. Psychologically, inauthentic people use excessive mirroring as a manipulation tactic. They're trying to create false intimacy quickly because they want something from you: approval, access, information, or just to use you as a social stepping stone. Watch for these red flags. They agree with everything you say, even contradictory statements. Their opinions shift based on who's in the room. They have no consistent personality traits or preferences. Real talk. If someone's personality changes more often than you change your socks, you're dealing with a fake. And unlike socks, you should probably throw this person out way sooner. Cue number 2, insincere flattery that feels off. Compliments are great. We all love them. But there's a massive difference between a genuine compliment and what I call strategic flattery. Fake people give compliments that feel like they're reading from a script. They're too much, too fast, too calculated. It's flattery with an agenda. Here's the psychology. Genuine compliments are specific and observational. For example, someone says, "I love how you handled that difficult conversation with empathy." That's real. It shows someone actually paid attention. Fake compliments are generic and excessive. For example, someone says, "You're literally the most amazing person I've ever met, and we just met 15 minutes ago at the photocopier." That's a red flag. Robert Cialdini, the godfather of influence psychology, calls this manufactured liking. Fake people weaponize compliments to disarm your critical thinking. They're buttering you up because they want to butter you down. Watch out for these. Compliments that contradict reality. Flattery that increases when they need something. Praise that feels weirdly intense for the relationship level. Compliments followed immediately by requests. If someone treats you like you're perfect, they're either lying to you or they need glasses. Probably both. Number 3, performative emotions that don't match their eyes. This one is straight out of psychology research, and it's wild. Paul Ekman, the psychologist who basically wrote the book on facial expressions, discovered that genuine emotions create what he calls micro-expressions, tiny involuntary facial movements that last just milliseconds. These are nearly impossible to fake because they're controlled by a different part of the brain than voluntary expressions. Fake people have mastered the voluntary smile. You know, the one that it's all teeth, no eyes. Real smiles activate the orbicularis oculi muscle, which creates those crow's feet around your eyes. It's called a Duchenne smile, and you literally cannot fake it voluntarily. So when someone's mouth is smiling but their eyes look like they're calculating your net worth, it's fake. But it goes beyond smiles. Watch out for these. Emotional reactions that feel rehearsed or delayed. Expressions that don't match the situation. Emotions that turn on and off like a light switch. Dramatic displays of feeling that seem designed for an audience. Fake people treat emotions like costumes. They put on whatever feeling suits the moment. Real emotional responses are messier, more spontaneous, and sometimes awkward. If someone's emotional range looks like they're auditioning for a daytime soap opera, you're watching a performance, not a person. Cue number 4. They bond through negativity and gossip. Fake people love gossip because gossip is the lazy person's way to create false intimacy without actually being vulnerable. Here's the psychology. Genuine connection requires authenticity and vulnerability. That's scary and risky. But gossip? Gossip creates the illusion of closeness by making you feel like you're part of an exclusive club. It's intimacy without the intimacy. It's the fast food of human connection. Researcher Jennifer Bosson found that people who bond over shared negative attitudes toward others feel closer, but it's a shallow and unstable connection. Because if they're gossiping with you, they're absolutely gossiping about you. Red flags to watch. They share private information about others to impress you. Most of their bonding involves putting other people down. They seem to enjoy others' failures a little too much. They tell you secrets that aren't theirs to tell. Here's the thing. Real people build connections through shared interests, experiences, and mutual support. Fake people build connections through mutual enemies. And let's be real. If someone is constantly trash-talking everyone in their life to you, you're not special. You're just not in the room when they trash-talk you. And finally, cue number 5. They're only around when it's convenient or beneficial. Authentic people show up consistently. They're there for the boring Tuesday afternoons, not just the Instagram-worthy moments. Fake people? They have a radar for opportunity and a masterclass in disappearing acts. Fake people will show up for your success party because they want to be seen there. Real people show up when you fail, when you're messy, when there's nothing in it for them. Warning signs to look out for. They reach out only when they need something. They're MIA during your struggles, but front row for your victories. Conversations always seem to circle back to them. They keep score of favors and throw past help in your face. They're busy until you have something they want. Here's a simple test. Stop initiating contact and see what happens. With real people, the relationship continues because they value you. Now you know the 5 psychological cues to spot a fake person. Apply them, watch for patterns, and you'll never get tricked by appearances again. If you found this useful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this.